It's a great shot on goal. It could be there. There it is. Wow. There it is.
Great shot.
Joins the snap. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Unloads it. Caught at the 15 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Darien.
Bay checks out.
Saved by Escamilla.
And a great look, great effort by Lindsay Bennett.
Trying to get an aerial there.
There it is. Yes.
The Darien Athletic Foundation is proud to present high school varsity boys ice hockey. We are live from the Wonderland of Ice in Bridgeport tonight. It's the Darien Blue Wave taking on the Fairfield Prep Jesuits. Glad you could be with us, everybody. Damian Andrew, and joining me on the call tonight, in fact, he'll be on the call, Cooper Boardman, an up-and-comer in the sports broadcasting ranks from southwestern Connecticut. Cooper, great you could be with us, and this is a matchup between two tradition-rich programs.
Damian, it's a very exciting matchup between these two teams. When you talk about two of the blue bloods of Connecticut high school hockey, well, these two programs top the list. The Darien Blue Wave and the Fairfield Prep Jesuits should be a lot of fun between these two teams.
Absolutely, and this is a great barn here at the Wonderland of Ice. Chris Drury among those who have skated on the ice here at the Wonderland of Ice. We're just going through the player introductions right now, then we'll pause for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and move your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
A beautiful rendition of our national anthem, ready to get things going from the Wonderland of Ice here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. The Fairfield Prep Jesuits, the state's #1 team, enter at 1-0 overall. They face off against the visiting Darien Blue Wave at 0-1, the #8 team in the 2017 Connecticut High School preseason rankings. And I'll tell you a little bit about how these two teams got here, and we begin with the visitors in the Darien Blue Wave. The Wave faced off against the state's 6th-ranked team, Hamden, on the road last Saturday. A high-scoring affair. The Blue Wave scored first on a goal from Parker McLean. Hamden, though, would respond. The Green Dragons notched a couple goals in 3 minutes to give Hamden a 4-2 lead, and that was one it would not relinquish en route to a 6-4 victory. Post-game, though, head coach Mac Budd said he was happy with the way his team played. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. On the opposite side, Prep on home ice here today. They took on Ridgefield, a battle of two top 3 teams in the state to open up the season for the Jesuits, a rematch of last year's Division I quarterfinal. That was a game that the Tigers won to end the Jesuit season. Well, the other day, Fairfield Prep exacted its revenge. Prep took a 3-1 lead in the third period, widened its advantage to 6-1 after 3 goals in about 13 minutes, and that would be the final score. Fairfield Prep, that offense, got things going early, about 27 shots on net in the victory, and, well, that sets us up here for this one between Fairfield Prep and Darien, 2 top 10 teams in the state, an early season clash, both game number 2 of the season for each of these two teams. Talking with Mac Budd, the head coach of this Darien Blue Wave team prior to the ball game, well, his message was pretty darn simple. Fairfield Prep, the team to beat in Division I this year. Prep, the unanimous #1 team in the state entering the season. Said his team a little bit younger in this Darien Blue Wave, but was happy with Hamden, or the performance rather, against Hamden, and certainly hoping his team can do a little bit better here today against the Fairfield Prep Jesuits. All ready for puck drop. Darien and Fairfield Prep underway in a moment from the Wonderland of Ice here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. We'll run through the starting lines in a moment. Good crowd on hand. A Wednesday night matchup between these two teams. Puck is dropped, and we are underway here from the Wonderland of Ice. Cooper Boardman on the call here with you, presented by the Darien Athletic Foundation. Starting lines on either side for Darien. It'll be Johnston, McDermott, and Dixon on the offensive side. Stein and Zaffino defensively for Fairfield Prep. Uva and Castle defensively. Claire Cusio, Eckert, and Mancini. We're joined right after puck drop here today by our color man, Bill Kirby, former Union College hockey player, Darien resident, Darien High School alum. Bill, welcome on into the broadcast.
Thanks, Cooper. Nice to be here. Sorry I'm a little late.
No problem
95,
whatsoever.
as is often the case, was a mess.
You, along with a multitude of other fans, filing in a little bit late, but we're ready for some hockey between 2 top 10 teams in the state. Darien with the early possession, and it's fired down and in, and we'll have our first stoppage in play. Was just talking about it, the Blue Wave and the Jesuits going at it. This is Division I hockey in the state of Connecticut. It's the highest tier, and these are two teams that are really, really good, to say the least.
Yeah, there's certainly, if you look back, Cooper, over the last 17 years, I think Prep's won 9 titles. They've had 2 runner-up finishes. More recently, the Blue Wave of last 3 or 4 years maybe been a little stronger. I think Darien beat Prep. My son actually played on a couple of teams back in 15 and 16 where they won the states, beat Prep in 2016 in the finals. But they're certainly the standard bearer in Connecticut hockey over the last 20 years. You've got teams like Notre Dame West Haven and Hamden. Ridgefield obviously had a very good year last year. New Canaan, Greenwich. So yeah, it's a good level, and these certainly have been 2 of the better teams over the last few years. With, again, Prep over the last 20 years really being the best team in the state.
And these two teams embody 4 of the last 5 state championship winners combined. And Fairfield Prep with the offensive possession, it's knocked away deep in their defensive zone. A battle for it there on the ice is the second line for the Blue Wave. Hugh Hearns, the sophomore, gets a touch on it and plays it into the corner, circled all the way back around, and Prep able to retain possession. For Fairfield Prep a year ago, allowed 2.6 goals per game. scoring 3.3 in a Fairfield Prep team that made it all the way to the Division I quarterfinal. For Darien in 2017, well, after a couple of years with back-to-back state titles in 2015 and 2016, a bit of a drop-off, but talking with head coach Mac Budd, he believes his team, while still a little bit young, has an opportunity to be among the best in the state, and certainly a good way to show that early on is to attempt to knock off the #1 team in the state of Connecticut.
Yep, this will be a good test for Darien tonight. They both played one game. Prep knocked off Ridgefield 6-1, I think, in their first game, while Darien dropped a 6-4 contest on the road to Hamden. As you referenced, Mac's been hurt by graduation a little bit the last couple of years. He's a bit young, but he does have back, probably more experience this year than he did last. And so he's cautiously optimistic, I think, about his prospects for the season thus far.
2-on-2 the opposite way. The first shot of the day comes off the stick of Mason Whitney. It's smothered by Henry Feifel. And an offensive zone face-off on the way for Fairfield Prep. A Fairfield Prep team, that has an ability to score rather quickly. 3 goals in the third period in their opener against the Ridgefield Tigers. It'll be Ryan Eckert on the circle. Puck is dropped, and it trickles out into the right corner. Picked up by Prep. Joe Mancini in the corner, being hounded against the board by John Reed. Turns back in front, and the puck will skip out of the defensive zone. Darien able to clear. Two teams very familiar with one another, as a centering pass is behind a streaking Will Dixon, and Prep able to pick it up and work it into the neutral zone. Two teams familiar with one another. Fairfield Prep won both meetings a season ago. That first meeting was won in overtime 3-2 nearly a year ago to the day, December 21st, 2016. Game number 2 in February, a 3-1 victory for the Jesuits as well. But remember, Darien did get the best of Fairfield Prep in 2016, winning the Division I title game to win its second straight championship at the time. Puck is chipped into the zone for the Blue Wave. Robbie Stewart grabs it off the glass, but Fairfield Prep able to pull it back out. Another whistle and a stoppage, and it'll be an offensive zone face-off for Fairfield Prep.
Yeah, that's just a little bit of youth nerves, I'd say there. It's nobody on him. He just needed to take another stride and dump it in, and now we have a face-off back in Darien zone on the icing.
Prep controlled the majority of the possessions in the offensive zone in their victory over Ridgefield on Saturday afternoon, and early on through the first 3.5 minutes or so, they're doing more of the same here against Darien. Pushed against the board is Anthony Claricuzio. It's worked into the corner by the Jesuits, and a fight for it there. Darien able to take it away. It's picked up by Hudson Picorni, and he leads the breakout the opposite way. 2-on-3, and he'll throw it down behind for a clear, and a second line for the Blue Wave back onto the ice. Darien, the men to watch out for, James Gregory, the junior defenseman. That's the man that Mac Budd highlighted early on, or rather in our pregame talk with him. His quote on Gregory, pretty darn simple, fantastic, and he's been very happy with what he's seen thus far from the junior. Offensive zone for face-off for the Blue Wave. First real opportunity offensively after playing the majority of the game in their defensive third. Skittering puck is picked up by Fairfield Prep Skylar Salato into the neutral zone. Turn, and he's hammered against the board by Will Culloden. Gets the first hit of the day. Shot on net is knocked away. Second try, no. A couple of nice stops from Jack McGee, the senior goalie, and here's Prep the opposite way. Salato from the wing throws it on net. It's knocked away in front by the Darien defense, and a whistle. And a stoppage once again, and how about that little back and forth action?
Yeah, we'll see Prep move to the power play here. Gregory got caught. No sooner did you pat him on the back, and he hesitated at his own home blue line and got caught up ice and came back and took a slashing penalty. Two good scoring chances there, one for each team. Both goalies coming up big with both the initial save and the rebound.
The power play is what to watch out for the Darien Blue Wave. That was the difference in Saturday's loss to Hamden. Came on the man advantage. Hamden went 2 for 2. Darien 0 for 4. We'll see if the Blue Wave defensively can get its first power play stop of the 2017-2018 season. Prep patient, working its way around. Sent out to the wing. And now back up to the point. Salato Works left and slapped down behind the net. Banked into the corner. A fight for it there. Constant check from the defender in Brian Zaffino. It's turned back in front and picked up by the Blue Wave, cleared all the way down. So a good start to this power play or rather penalty kill for the Blue Wave.
Yeah, Darien's going to need to stay out of the box. Prep, that's offside, absolutely. Yeah, Prep will need to, Darien will need to stay out of the box. Prep historically runs a solid power play. They like to work the puck, overload one side, and then look to sneak it in the back door on the weak side opposite where you have your 3 men. So we'll see if they're running that same power play tonight, but that's something they've looked at and done a very good job with historically.
Chandler Dumont controls the neutral zone face-off and Prep back into its offensive zone on the power play, but Darien able to go the opposite way. It's knocked into the neutral zone and then all the way back down. 54 seconds remaining in the penalty kill for the Blue Wave. CJ Hathaway in his offensive zone, despite being down a man, gets a shot on net, and it's kneed away by the Fairfield Prep goaltender in Jack McGee. Blue Wave doing a good job of keeping the puck on the opposite side of the ice. Down to 35 seconds on the penalty kill. As it circles down into the corner, dug back up, and now back behind. Kicked ahead by the Jesuits. Moved to the right side. Evan Yuva puts it on net. Runs into a slew of bodies and now played into the near corner. Picked up by Griffin Martins. He falls to the ice. A puck behind the net. And back to Colin Bella. Bella, the junior forward, 2 goals a year ago. 2 goals against Ridgefield as well on Saturday afternoon. He's the man to watch out for offensively for the Jesuits. Puck is played in front. No one on the receiving end. Bounds off the boards, and Darien is back to full strength, so the Blue Wave able to successfully kill off the first penalty of this 2017 season after Hamden went 2 for 2 against Darien on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, no, Prep had a couple good looks there. They settled it down a little bit, took their time. You know, again, all you're really trying to do is create time and space, and you know, when a 5-on-4 or 5-on-3, it's easy to do when you're obviously playing 5-on-5.
8:25 remaining in the opening period. No score between Darien and Fairfield Prep. Thanks for joining us here. This video stream presented by the Darien Athletic Foundation. Puck is played into the corner, and well, Darien a year ago went 0-3 to start the year, 1-5 over its first 6 games. Head coach Mac Budd talking with us pregame, saying he wants a little bit of a better start from his Blue Wave squad, and thus far been strong. Already a penalty killed off against the #1 team in the state. And attacking is Fairfield Prep. Down the boards comes Cole Castle. Here's Ryan Eckert, puts it in front, knocked away by Henry Feifel. Tried to play it off the post on the far side and couldn't get it there. Another puck slung toward the net. Prep controlling the majority of the offensive possession through the opening 8 minutes. Another centering try, and unable to grab it was Anthony Claracuzio. Here come the Blue Wave, 3-on-2 the opposite way, but the puck out of the reach of Will Dixon, and they'll play all the way back down behind the net, and a change for the Blue Wave. This one gloved down by James Gregory. Backpedals toward his net and then plays it all the way down into the offensive zone for Darien. The Fairfield Prep team, as a shot goes wide of the net from Kevin Oricoli. 16 players back, 10 seniors returned from last year's Division I quarterfinal team. Mac Budd saying they're the cream of the crop in Connecticut high school hockey, and that's something we talked about at the top of the broadcast.
Yep, that seems to be the consensus. As you said, they got a lot back. They've had a young squad out there the last couple of years, but certainly historically, as we said, Prep's been really the standard bearer in the state. Coach Matt Sather has done a very nice job with the Jesuits over the years, and this certainly early on looks to be no different than we've seen over the years.
The draw, Will Cullinan against Kevin Oricoli. It's controlled by the Blue Wave, then dumped into the offensive zone for Darien. Matthew Stein, the man who threw it in there. Freshman defender. Bud said he earned himself a regular spot with his play in the preseason scrimmages. Heading to the corner. He circles around up top. Puck in front of the net. And it's sent away, and Fairfield Prep to rush the opposite way. Devin Blanquette throws it in front, but Skylar Salato can't handle it. Bounces off the boards, and it's dug all the way back around behind the net, where it's picked up by Brian Zaffino. Here come the Blue Wave. 1-on-2, an odd man rush, and knocked back in by Hugh Hearns. 6:12 to play in this first period. No score between the Blue Wave and Jesuits. Back and forth play. Neither team really seems to be able to find too much of an offensive footing thus far.
Yeah, well, Prep's had some good looks recently. They've had a couple near misses. Ice is getting a little tilted here. Mac's going to want to see the boys get the puck deep and try and maintain some sustained pressure, which they have not been able to do just yet. Whereas, Prep's had a couple 3-on-2s and some 2-on-1s. Were it not for some bad bounces for them, they would have had some real grade A looks here.
Stoppage gives us an opportunity to take a look at the goaltending matchup today. Henry Feifel, the junior goalie for the Darien Blue Wave, 21 saves against 27 shots versus Hamden on Saturday. One of his best performances came against Fairfield Prep. He made 30 stops last February in Darien's loss at the hands of the Jesuits. And Mac Budd believes that, well, he has the potential to be one of these great goalies, something that we've seen from a lot of Darien Blue Wave players over the last few years. Making his second year with a significant role in net for Darien.
Yeah, goaltending in the last 10 years has been a hallmark for Darien. Players like Jamison Love, Michael Colon, Will Massey, David Voigt, both winning state championships of late. Michael Colon played a great game against Prep where they lost 2-1 in overtime back in 2014. So certainly we've had very good goaltending in Darien the last few years. And again, I think Mac's hopeful that this Feifel will move in that direction.
And on the opposite side, Jack McGee. He's the senior goalie at 5'10", 165 pounds for the Fairfield Prep Jesuits. He's a guy who made 27 saves against the defending state champions on Saturday afternoon. And a huge first period with 11 saves. A shot on net set away by Feifel. 2-1. The shots on goal in favor of Fairfield Prep early on in this one. 4:49 remaining in the first period. Darien trying to clear the zone. And played down to the circle. Brian Zaffino. His pass is knocked away. Shot is kneed away by Feifel again. That time thrown on net by Devin Blanquette. Now played back up on the far wing. Shot and a score! How about that? Turning and putting it home. Ryan Eckert, the senior captain and forward, who picked up a goal and an assist against Ridgefield on Saturday, picks up right where he left off. And the Jesuits strike first. It's 1-0 Prep.
Yeah, Darien had a turnover there, threw the puck kind of blindly across mid-ice, got picked off just inside the blue line, and came in off a nice pass and ripped one. Might have caught Feifel off guard a little bit there. But, yeah, you need to clear the puck up the wall. You can't throw it blindly up the middle like that. That's unfortunate.
Well, if you're in hockey, it's never a bad thing to throw the puck on net, and sometimes it finds the back of the net, and that's exactly what happened there. And as a result, Fairfield Prep, who took a 3-1 lead into the third period, scored 6 goals against Ridgefield on Saturday. Off to a good start here in game number 2. And back into the Darien zone. It's picked up and played along the boards. Picked up by C.J. Hathaway. Fight for it there. Prep, another shot on net, gloved and covered up by Henry Feifel, who reached up above his left shoulder, bounced into the air, and then he was able to snatch it to keep it from maybe finding the back of the net once again. And an offensive zone faceoff on the way for the Fairfield Prep Jesuits.
Another turnover led to another good scoring opportunity there for Prep. That's something they're going to have to work on, taking a little better care of the puck, particularly in your own zone.
Skylar Solano's shot sent away by Feifel. Another opportunity. Puck played down behind, but sticked away by Feifel. Skitters out to the point, where it's sent back in by Shane Murphy. If you're Darien defensively, what do you do when you get a Fairfield Prep team with so much offensive talent and what we've seen them kind of dominate in terms of keeping the puck in the zone? How do you combat that if you're Mac Budd in this defensive unit?
Well, you're going to have to be very disciplined. As we said, they'll need to stay out of the box for sure. You don't want to give them the man-up opportunity. But just play your position. Darien's starting to run around a little bit here and chasing the puck, which is the last thing you want to do. Just if everybody does their job, they'll be fine.
And offsides as the puck was dug out of the zone, was gloved down by Ryan Dowd, but the linesman ruled that it did in fact pass the blue line. As a result, a neutral zone faceoff will ensue. Darien in 2016 scored 2.6 goals per game. Nearly doubled that total in game number 1 with 4 of them against the top 10 team in the state. Offense wasn't the issue for Mac Bud's squad. He said defensively there were some things that they cleaned up over the course of the week, and he feels very good about what his team can do here against Fairfield Prep as well. Puck is tied up behind the boards.
Yeah, and talking to Mac the other day, I think he felt pretty good about the effort. Boys worked hard. I think they outshot Hamden. Just a couple bad breaks, couple bad bounces. Seemed to be the difference in that one. As you said, Hamden went 2 for 2 on the power play. I think Darien was 0 for on the day. So special teams will be important tonight, as we've mentioned a couple times already.
From the point,
starting to see Darien run around again a little bit here.
Puck played into the corner. Colin Bella turns it out of there. It's picked up by Liam Roach. He tries to dig it out of the zone. Fluttering puck is picked up by Chandler Dumont. He turns. And the puck stays in Darien's defensive third. Sprinting after it is Bronca and plays it back out all the way down for an icing. That'll give Darien an opportunity for a change. Both teams switching lines. Blue Wave at 0-1 overall, the number 4 team in the FCX preseason rankings, number 8 in the state. Certainly for the Blue Wave, a tough schedule early on. Talking with Mac Bud pregame, he's kind of laughing at the challenges of the first 10 games of the season. You face off against a team like Hamden. You have to go up against the number 1 team in the state, and the slate doesn't get easier. Or you have to face off against top 10 teams in FCX play, teams like New Canaan, teams like Ridgefield, all on the way.
Yeah, that's something Chris Gerwood started a few years back. Really, they've always started with a difficult schedule. I think it's only gotten more difficult of late, and as you said, this year's no exception. With Hamden, Prep, New Canaan, Greenwich, Notre Dame, West Haven, Xavier, and LaSalle Academy to start the season. So certainly seeing their fair share of stiff competition.
Nice defensive play from Will Dixon, the senior captain, getting in front of a Mancini shot. Sends it back down the ice, but Fairfield Prep back inside the zone. Matt Kernigan down the wing, feeds to the corner, and turns it back up top. Held by Connor Boyle, and played all the way back down. A fight forward there. It's picked up by C.J. Hathaway. He turns on the breakout, and here comes Darien. Another turnover in the neutral zone, and played up and out of bounds, or out of play rather, off the Darien bench. 53.3 seconds remaining in the first period. A 1-0 Fairfield Prep lead.
Yeah, no, Prep's looking good out here. They're definitely starting to pour it on a little bit. I'm sure Mac would love to see the boys get out of here down 1. They've been outplayed pretty good here the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Mac Sharp picks up the loose puck. It's played into the zone and then back into the neutral zone. Back and forth at ping pongs. It's picked up in the corner and sent down into the near corner by James Gregory. Kept in the zone by Prep. Clock under 34 seconds to play. And a fluttering puck back into the neutral zone is circled all the way back down around. Tracked down by Jack Massey, the sophomore. Kept in the zone. A tie up there. And Massey able to send it back out. And here come the Blue Wave. Cleared into the offensive zone and an icing called. No one got a touch on it. The clock frozen at 15.4 seconds remaining in the first period.
Yeah, another unnecessary icing there. Darien's making it a little too easy for Prep here. That's the 3rd or 4th time they've done that when there was no pressure on them. Just gain the line and dump it in. Get some fresh legs out there.
Chandler Dumont against Bennett McDermott on the circle. Kept in at the point. Bounces off a Darien defender. Shot in front is blocked down. Down to 7 seconds in front. Sent away by Gregory. He tracks it down in the corner. Down to 3, 2. Puck tied up in that corner. And that is how this opening period will end. So 15 minutes in the books from the Wonderland of Ice. And the lead for the Fairfield Prep Jesuits is 1-0 over the Darien Blue Wave. Bill Kirby, your thoughts?
Well, certainly a solid period for Prep there. They look to get a little stronger, gain some momentum as the period wore on, whereas Darien looked a little jittery there. So hopefully they can get in, settle down. They're missing a couple of their better blue liners tonight, unfortunately. So they'll look to regroup here and come out with a little better effort in the second period. But on the road, being down 1-0 after 1 to the number 1 team in the state, I think they'll take it.
Well, we'll pause for a break here on this stream presented by the Darien Athletic Foundation. At the end of one period of play, it's Fairfield Prep 1, Darien nothing here on the DAF Network.
Hey there, sports fans. On January 9th, 2018, ring in that new year by heading on over to Chipotle in Norwalk. The Darien Boys Swim and Dive Team is holding a fundraiser from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Chipotle, where 50% of proceeds is given back to the team. All you have to do is bring in that flyer, show it on your smartphone, or just tell the cashier that you're supporting the Darien Boys Swim and Dive Team. Once again, head on over to Chipotle in Norwalk at 71 Boston Post Road on January 9th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and support the Darien Boys Swim and Dive Team. We hope to see you there, and go Blue Wave.
From Fairfield Prep Jesuits off the opening draw, right in the mid of goalie Jack McGee for Fairfield Prep. And, well, we're ready to go for period number 2. Always largely dominant. We'll see who it's on. Field in the opener, and here in game number 2, the senior is also a member of the Fairfield Prep soccer team. Finds the goal here, and it's 2-0 in favor of Fairfield Prep. So about as good of a start as you could ask for if you're Matt Sather, head coach of the Jesuits. And immediately off of the draw, they play it back down into the attacking third. Darien trying to clear it out, and here come the Blue Wave. 3-on-2 the opposite way. Into the zone, the shot rings the bell. Max Sharp put it on net, and it bounced off the corner of the goalpost. First real opportunity we've seen of the day.
It's actually Bennett McDermott trying to make up for his prior sin there. That was a beautiful shot, nice play. That was real close to going in.
They're back down behind the net, and here comes Prep. Saucered up ahead, here's Connor Boyle. Turn to Whitney, leaves it behind. Colin Bella flings it in front, and Whitney couldn't get on the receiving end of it. It's picked up by Prep nonetheless. From the goal line, shot high and wide of the net, and played all the way back down to the boards where Colin Bella fires it behind the net. Picked up by the Blue Wave. Loose puck right onto the stick. James Gregory, he brings it into the corner, stops, digs it across to the opposite side. CJ Hathaway battling with a Prep defender, and it's picked up by the Jesuits. Here comes Prep, shot on net, and a score. Another one, this time Ryan Eckert, the senior captain, breaking out in front of the back of the net. He also had a goal against Ridgefield on Saturday, and Fairfield Prep coming out firing on all cylinders. It's 3-0.
Yeah, Darien defense got caught a little flat-footed there at the blue line. It led to a 2-on-1. Just kind of threw the puck in front there. It seemed to bounce off something and go in. A little unlucky for Feifel.
Well, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast. Prep, the ability to break out offensively at any time. They scored at least twice in 2 of their 3 periods against Ridgefield in their victory on Saturday. Overall, the Jesuits managing a whopping 32 shots on goal in that one. And here today, a little bit more of the same. Been very impressed with what we've seen from Prep thus far.
Yeah, they look good. He's rolling 3-4 lines. They're skating hard. There's a nice crowd here. Wonderland of Ice is often the case for Prep games, the bomb squad as they call it. The kids are out in full force tonight, and boys are putting on a little bit of a show.
And if you're Mac Bud, how do you find a response for this Darien team?
Well, you want to get, as we talked about, trying to get a little sustained pressure in your opponent's end, and they just have not been able to do that yet. They've got to get the puck deep, get in, establish a forecheck, and try and get some shots on goal.
Shot on net from Joe Mancini. He is knocked down by Feifel, played all the way back to the point, but kept in by Prep, and now knocked the opposite way. Down to the corner, sprinting after it. Hugh Hearns gets to it first. He turns, fires in front. On the receiving end is Bronca. He turns, his centering feed is no one on the receiving end, and a breakout the other way. Here's Blanquette into the corner, being outed defensively by Bronca. He turns, fires in front, but knocked away by the Darien defense, and the Blue Wave looking for an opportunity in transition, but it's taken away by Carnegie. Into the neutral zone, and now into the defensive third for the Blue Wave. A whistle.
Offsides on Prep. Puck squirted out and went back in. Face off outside the Darien blue line.
Guys, I'm just going to jump in here for just a bit. We had some technical difficulties at the beginning of the second period. Missed that second Fairfield Prep goal, so we apologize for that. Our stream is back up and running. We're looking good, and I'll hand the call back over to Cooper Boardman.
Damien, thank you very much. Cooper Boardman, Bill Kirby here with you. A 3-0 lead for Fairfield Prep over Darien, the Wonderland of Ice here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. 10:22 to play in the second period. Prep back on the offensive attack. Devin Blanquette plays it into the corner. Tried to work it back up top. Pass is banked in front. Knocked away by Feifel off the boards behind the net. A fight forward there, and Skylar Salato comes up with it. It's taken away by the Darien defense, played up, but then gloved down. Into the corner, shot in front, knocked away by Feifel. Skittering puck is grabbed by Fairfield Prep and kept in by Kevin Oricoli. He plays it to the boards and circled all the way back down around. But the clock ticks under 10 minutes to play. In the second period, 2 goals in the opening 4 minutes for Fairfield Prep, nearly a third, but Feifel able to get in front of it and send it back to the corner. The whistle.
Yeah, not the start Coach Bud was looking for here. As we talked about, the ice got a little bit tilted there in the last 5-6 minutes of the first period, so I think Coach Bud would have liked to see the boys come out again, get the puck deep, establish that forecheck, put some pressure on the Prep goaltender. Unfortunately, took a penalty right away. They got a power play goal and then get another one here. So Darien needs to get the puck into Prep zone, get some shots on net, try and next goal is going to be real important here.
Goal came off its moorings and we're back in. A shot on net, flies just wide of the net. Into the corner, Prep keeps it in the zone, another one thrown in front. Second try, trickles home. Colin Bella off the rebound, and it gets past Henry Feifel. It's 4-0 Prep. Bella, a couple goals against Ridgefield on Saturday, notches his second of the evening, and the junior forward gives Fairfield Prep a 4-0 lead. And again, Fairfield Prep, that constant offensive pressure, and once again they find pay dirt.
Yeah, they're buzzing right now. They're all over them. Blue Waves a little flat-footed and just a little bit slow to react here.
Blue Wave off the draw. An offensive opportunity. Parker McLean has it knocked away. Another one set in front. Is sticked away by Jack McGee. It's played into the corner. A check into the boards from Hudson Picorni. Blue Wave keep it in the offensive zone. Dug down to the corner. Centering feed. A shot on net. Shouldered away by Feifel. Second try. It's in. Darien puts it home. And it looked as though it was Connor McCarthy.
I think Robbie Stewart actually got that one. Number 8, yeah, they needed that. That's a big goal right there. Stave the bleeding here a little bit.
It was Stewart's second goal of the 2017 season, and for Darien, in terms of momentum, that's exactly what you're looking for if you're Mac Budd.
Yeah, well, we said the goal, the Prep's fourth goal, was going to be important. It's certainly good to get it back to within 3. So again, now the next goal is going to be important. Big difference between 4-2 and 5-1. So if you're rooting for the Blue Wave, you want to see them get another one here in the next 5 minutes or so.
Teams trade turnovers in the neutral zone. And finally, Darien comes away with it. Gregory plays it up ahead to Will Johnson. Gregory backpedals in his own zone. Darien still has not gone on the power play just yet. Shot on net is gloved and covered up by Jack McGee. Another nice shot on net from Darien. And all of a sudden, the pressure offensively from the Blue Wave starting to ratchet up a little bit.
Yeah, finally, a little bit of sustained pressure here. They've had a couple of good shots, creating some zone time. Again, you want to get that puck deep and keep it down there.
Will Culloden, an assist to his name, also a goalie on the Darien lacrosse team, is the man to take the draw for the Blue Wave. And off the draw, it goes right into the pad of McGee, who tosses it aside into the corner. Back behind. Hugh Hearns picks it up for the Blue Wave, banks it off the boards. Shot in front is taken away by Fairfield Prep, right in the stick of Cardigan, and a breakout the opposite way. Sent back behind by Oricoli, and now over to Cardigan. Into the corner, he turns, his centering feed is knocked away by the Blue Wave. And Prep on the offensive attack, clock under 8 to play in the second period. A 4-1 lead for Fairfield Prep. It was 1-0 at the end of one, and then the offenses woke up a little bit. Pass in front, no one on the opposite end. Evan Ferrugio in for Fairfield Prep gets one of his first touches of the period. Loose puck in the offensive zone, picked up by Blanquette. He turns it inside, and his pass is wide of the net. Prep continuing the offensive pressure. Oricoli dances inside, turns, and brings it back to the point. And now a whistle. Another referee timeout. Goal came off its moorings once again.
Yeah, that was a good shift for Prep. I'm sure Mac's happy to have that whistle. Get some fresh legs out there.
Well, Darien, we talked about it a little bit in the first period, but it's something to kind of go back to when we talk about scheduling, and this was a conversation at pregame with Mac Budd. Fairfield Prep, obviously the #1 team in the state, but Darien's scheduled deep, as this one covered up by Feifel The non-conference slate, the Wave set to face 4 of the top 10 opponents in the state. Fairfield Prep, Notre Dame of West Haven, along with Xavier and Hamden, all on the slate. Altogether, Darien's going to play 8 of the top 10 teams in the state's preseason poll come the end of this season.
Well, certainly, as you alluded to, the FCAC usually loaded with teams, Ridgefield, New Canaan, Greenwich, Darien, to name a few. Always strong, and that allows for a very strong schedule year in and year out. Although I will say Prep plays in a smaller league, and that does allow them to really ramp their schedule up. They'll take a number of trips out of town. Excuse me. They're about to go up to play in the Mount St. Charles tournament over between Christmas and New Year's.
Absolutely, and certainly for each of these two teams, the scheduling very tough, and one of the reasons why they're considered 2 of the top 10 teams in the state. Darien with an opportunity the opposite way. Here comes Robbie Stewart. He puts it on net, deflected high and off the ceiling here at the Wonderland of Ice, and it'll be an offensive zone face-off for the Blue Wave.
Yeah, Coach Budd and Coach Sather take similar approaches to preseason. Both teams were up in Massachusetts the week before the season started. Prep played Zavarian Brothers and BC High, which I think was the consensus number one team preseason up in Massachusetts, while Coach Budd took the Blue Wave up to play St. John's Prep and St. John's of Shrewsbury. Both good programs, so that certainly helps to set the tone for the season, get a little bonding in, and get out of town and just worry about hockey for a couple days.
Off the draw, Prep controls it, and here come the Jesuits. Claricuzio dumps it into the zone. It's circled back down behind the net. Picked up by Eckert. Returns, one-time shot wide of the net. And back into the corner. Here's Mancini, the senior forward. Gets it to the boards and again kept in. Another one-time shot, this time stick to side left by Feifel. Pass is banked off the boards and down to 5:52 to remaining in the second period. 4-1 lead for the Fairfield Prep, but here comes Darien. Johnston plays it in front, no one there. Into the corner, and the Blue Wave out for a change. Prep the opposite way. Mancini puts it on net, knocked away by Feifel. Good stop there from the junior goalie. And Prep unable to keep it in the zone. No icing call as it goes all the way back down behind. Was touched by a Darien player, now thrown in front, and no one there. Turnover deep in the defensive zone for Fairfield Prep. Wave unable to take advantage. Here comes Prep. It's Jack Carroll. That's the puck into the corner. Now played all the way back around. Defensive work behind the net from Will Cullinan. Shot on net into the leg of a Blue Wave defender. All the way back around. Blanquette plays it to the corner. Shot is wide. 2 top 10 teams in the state, 5 goals. We haven't even played 2 periods. Wave change and now a whistle.
High stick on Darien there, so it'll be a face-off in front of Feifel to his right.
For Fairfield Prep, headed by Matt Sather in his 19th year, a 1993 Fairfield Prep graduate. 10 SCC titles, 286 career victories. Coming up on 300. One of the reasons why the banner hanging above where Darien goalie Henry Feifel is stationed has a whopping 16 titles.
Yeah, we talked about certainly proud history here, and Prep's been good for a long time. Right next to that, you see Chris Drury's name, who perhaps certainly the most famous player ever to attend Prep. Went on to play at Boston University, was an Olympian, and had a great career in the NHL.
And Prep with a breakout the opposite way. Here's Colin Bella. Couldn't get a real good look on net and put it off the side of the net. Puck flies high into the air where it's picked up by Robbie Stewart. He turns, shot is wide from James Gregory. One-time look is off the mark from Picorni. And a loose puck on the boards picked up in the neutral zone by Prep. Centering feed, well, faked. by Colin Bella, and then threw it high and wide of the net. And back and forth we go. Darien with an offensive opportunity on the opposite side. Gregory couldn't put it home. Rather, Stewart. And back into the corner.
Both teams starting to open up here a little bit. This is fun back and forth hockey.
Each team getting a couple of really good looks on net, and maybe another one here for Fairfield Prep. In the offensive zone, Mancini centers, turns, trying to backhand it home, but whiffed on it. He's plastered against the boards, and Darien's got it the opposite way. Prep unable to keep it in its offensive zone. They'll backpedal, down to 3:07 to play. In the second period, a 4-1 Fairfield Prep advantage.
Nice move by Stein coming out of the corner there. Oh, that's a hook or a trip. No call, though.
We mentioned Stein, as a shot on net is knocked away by Feifel. On the doorstep, they couldn't put it home off the stick of Clara Cusio and sent back out. You talk about Stein, a freshman defender, and head coach Mac Budd made it pretty simple. He said he earned himself a regular spot with his play in the scrimmages. When you talk about programs that are as good as Darien and Fairfield Prep, you don't see too many freshmen on the ice.
No, typically you don't. There's a good look for Prep. Nice save by Feifel there.
Blanquette has it knocked away.
Nope, Darien's off to the box again. Slash on, was that Safino? Yeah. So Prep will finish up here. We got 2:25 to play. 4-1 Prep. This is a big penalty in terms of Darien killing it.
Waiver 1 for 2 on the penalty kill thus far. They'll bring Jack Massey and Nick Cardone onto the ice. Also on, Matt Dayleader, along with Carr Noonan. Seniors on the ice for the Blue Wave. Bit of stoppages.
Like Dixon's trying to get an explanation on that non-call. I think Coach Budd was pretty upset about that.
So Oricoli will go against Dayleader. Puck is dropped and played back out in front of the point. Move to the wing. Murphy couldn't get the shot off, and he turns it back down behind. Prep go with the overload last time. Back into the corner. Banked off the boards.
Massey and Martens on D here.
Put on net, lead away, and the puck back into the corner. Another opportunity on the doorstep for the Fairfield Prep Jesuits, and circled back down behind the net. Oricoli holds there. Plays it back to the point.
Just got to settle down here. They're running around a little bit. Just keep that box nice and tight. Try and keep Prep to the outside. Kill off the last minute 20 of this penalty.
Castle and Salato both deny. And back to the wing. Here's Murphy. Played back down behind. 1 minute and 6 seconds to go on the penalty kill. A minute and a half to go in the second period. Mancini holds, plays it to the goal line.
Wide open, there we go. Jeez.
And knocked away there by Jack Massey. Into the corner. Everyone falls to the ground. A battle for it there. A couple of hits, and oh boy, a tangle up between these two sides already. A check into the boards, and well, the Fairfield Prep took exception to it. Some pushing and shoving, and the referees will have to sort this one out.
Tempers flaring here in the last minute and a half.
Well, when you get a battle of two teams that are number 1 and number 8 in the state, so much on the line, even though it's early season, that tends to happen. With players jawing at each other a little bit, and well, we'll see exactly what the referees opt to do. They're going to send Kevin Oricoli to the box. Remember, Prep was already on the man advantage. 46 seconds remaining in that penalty. 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining in the second period. And it looks as though another Darien player is going to join Brian Zaffino in the box.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's the right call there. Got a little ugly, but the refs got in there quickly, broke it up. Not going to get out of hand, so that should be coincidental, so we'll still be playing 5-on-5.
Carr Noonan and Kevin Oricoli will serve the penalty time as the referees confer at center ice. A 4-1 Fairfield Prep lead, and there's a tendency for something like that to happen, especially in a game that means so much to each of these programs. A battle for the puck, one check, and somebody takes exception. You can understand why something like that would happen.
Yep, well, it looks like the refs are going to call the captains out here, try and settle things down. They don't want this to spill out of control. You know, the biggest thing you have to keep in mind when you get that play along the wall like that, really in any zone, but particularly behind the net, you know, player has his back to you. You got to watch. If you can see the numbers, you got to lay off. You can't really hit them there. That's how kids get hurt, and that's certainly the last thing that any of us want to see, and the refs are going to remind the kids of that. Let's keep it clean. You can play hard, play fast, but let's keep the dirty stuff out of this.
So once it's all sorted out, Fairfield Prep will have the remainder of their power play. 46 seconds to go. About a 15, 25-second differential between penalty and game clock, as the captains confer. So thus far in this period, when we take a look at it as a whole, for Darien, certainly wasn't the way you wanted to start things off, but to come back the opposite way and finally find the back of the net, it's got to give the Blue Wave a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, no, the last half of the period's been much better. They've played their best hockey here in the second half of the second period. First 5 minutes, you know, they took a penalty, quick power play goal. You had another one with a little bit of a fluky bounce. Next thing you know, you're down 4, but they settled down, got some pucks deep, a couple good quality shots, finally found the back of the net. Bennett McDermott rung one off the crossbar in the post there, almost buried it. So, no, they've played better here, and, you know, again, they've got to kill this off, get through this next 46 seconds, and try and go in, and maybe you sneak one in here with 30 seconds to go once you kill it. Otherwise, go in, get that next goal to make it a 2-goal game.
Yeah, you can't understate how big these final 46 seconds are. You said it earlier, the difference between 3 and 4 goals as you head to a final period. In high school hockey, you have absolutely no idea what can happen. And for a Darien team that managed 4 goals against the team's number 6 team, or rather the state's number 6 team, they have the ability to come back. So we'll see how everything shakes out.
Well, you know, you can't let it get ahead of you. You got to take it one shift at a time and just get the next goal. So, you know, certainly McGee's been playing well so far. He's looked very crisp. Again, try and kill this off. No, now it looks like we're going to play 4-on-4. Okay. That's a bit of a break for the Blue Wave there.
Absolutely. So 4-on-4 hockey over the final minute and 4 seconds to play. Puck is played into the corner.
Yeah, Darien will be on the power play here actually in 35 seconds. Get those coincidentals, but then Prep took another one.
Well, Prep still going on the offensive attack. Shot on net is knocked away by Feifel. Nice feed. Came from the stick of Colin Bella, but denied by Feifel. Darien the opposite way. 43 seconds remaining in the period. Played in by James Gregory. His shot is gloved by Jack McGee.
Nice save there by McGee. Nice move by Gregory. Hard up the wing, cut to the middle, got a nice wrist shot off. McGee with the flash the glove and grabbed it.
That's why McGee, one of the best goalies in the state, posted a .927 save percentage a year ago and only gave up a single goal against the defending state champions in Ridgefield on Saturday afternoon. Faced 27 shots. Darien keeps it in the zone off the turnover. Shot skitters wide. Need aside by McGee. Played down behind the net. And the penalty time expires for the Blue Wave, so Darien has a power play for the final 21 seconds of this second period. Into the neutral zone. Wave will wait for reinforcements. James Gregory plays it in. It's banked off the boards and down and behind the net. Picked up by Prep. Check against the board comes from Stewart. Fight for it there, down to 3 seconds. Turning, putting it in front, no one on the receiving end for the Blue Wave. Nearly grabbed by Massey and all the way back down the ice. And that will do it for this second period. A 4-1 lead for Fairfield Prep, but the intensity, offense really picking up over the last few minutes.
Absolutely. Now both teams, you know, Blue Wave seem to get their legs going a little bit there in the latter half of the second. Had several good looks. Again, McGee was up to the task. You know, you referenced his numbers last year. This is his 3rd year playing. I would suspect he'll be one of the better goalies in the state this year, and he certainly looked very sharp tonight. But, you know, if you're Coach Bud, get out of here down 3, you were down 4. Again, that next goal, trying to close it to a 2-goal gap will be important. But the latter half of there's certainly some positives to point to for Darien. If you're Coach Sather, conversely, you just want to keep doing the same things. They're playing very well. Darien played a bit better down the stretch there in the second, though. Coach Bud will be happy about that.
Well, one heck of a second period. 4 combined goals between these two teams. Lots of rushes offensively, lots of opportunities, a couple of penalties as well. Darien will be on the power play to open up the third period, about 48 seconds remaining on that one. But for now, we'll pause for a break. A 4-1 lead for Fairfield Prep. You're listening and watching here on the DAF Media Network.
Hey there, sports fans. On January 9th, 2018, ring in that new year by heading on over to Chipotle in Norwalk. The Darien boys swim and dive team is holding a fundraiser from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Chipotle, where 50% of proceeds is given back to the team. All you have to do is bring in that flyer, show it on your smartphone, or just tell the cashier that you're supporting the Darien boys swim and dive team. Once again, head on over to Chipotle in Norwalk at 71 Boston Post Road on January 9th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and support the Darien boys swim and dive team. We hope to see you there, and go Blue Wave. Hey there, sports fans. On January 9th, 2018, ring in that new year by heading on over to Chipotle in Norwalk. The Darien boys swim and dive team is holding a fundraiser from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Chipotle, where 50% of proceeds is given back to the team. All you have to do is bring in that flyer, show it on your smartphone, or just tell the cashier that you're supporting the Darien boys swim and dive team. Once again, head on over to Chipotle in Norwalk at 71 Boston Post Road on January 9th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and support the Darien boys swim and dive team. We hope to see you there, and go Blue Wave. Hey there, sports fans. On January 9th, 2018, ring in that new year by heading on over to Chipotle in Norwalk. The Darien boys swim and dive team is holding a fundraiser from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Chipotle, where 50% of proceeds is given back to the team. All you have to do is bring in that flyer, show it on your smartphone, or just tell the cashier that you're supporting the Darien boys swim and dive team. Once again, head on over to Chipotle in Norwalk at 71 Boston Post Road on January 9th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and support the Darien boys swim and dive team. We hope to see you there, and go Blue Wave. Hey there, sports fans. On January 9th, 2018, ring in that new year by heading on over to Chipotle in Norwalk. The Darien boys swim and dive team is holding a fundraiser from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Chipotle, where 50% of proceeds is given back to the team. All you have to do is bring in that flyer, show it on your smartphone, or just tell the cashier that you're supporting the Darien boys swim and dive team. Once again, head on over to Chipotle in Norwalk at 71 Boston Post Road on January 9th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and support the Darien boys swim and dive team. We hope to see you there, and go Blue Wave. Hey there, sports fans. On January 9th, 2018, ring in that new year by heading on over to Chipotle in Norwalk. The Darien boys swim and dive team is holding a fundraiser from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Chipotle, where 50% of proceeds is given back to the team. All you have to do is bring in that flyer, show it on your smartphone, or just tell the cashier that you're supporting the Darien boys swim and dive team. Once again, head on over to Chipotle in Norwalk at 71 Boston Post Road on January 9th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and support the Darien boys swim and dive team. We hope to see you there, and go Blue Wave.
We are at the break here at the Wonderland of Ice, DAF Media Network, broadcasting high school varsity boys ice hockey. Fairfield Prep, the #1 ranked boys hockey team in the state, up 3 goals on Darien heading into the third period. 4-1 is the score. Fairfield Prep leading 4-1. 3 goals in the second period alone, so a big offensive output in the second period for the #1 ranked team in the state, the Fairfield Prep Jesuits. Again, we want to apologize for some of the technical difficulties we had with our stream at the beginning of the second period. Nothing that we could really control. Our internet provider had a hiccup, if you will. So we want to apologize to you for that. Unfortunately, we were not able to bring that second Fairfield Prep goal to you live. But again, we're in between the second and third periods of this one. Fairfield Prep leads Darien 4-1 in high school varsity boys ice hockey. We are back here live between the second and third periods at the break. The Fairfield Prep hockey team leads Darien 4-1 here at the Wonderland of Ice in Bridgeport, an historic old barn here in Bridgeport. They do a great job running this place here at the Wonderland of Ice, the Fergusons. A couple of weeks ago, thanks to the efforts of sophomore football player Peter Graham of Darien, they put together men making pies. We're going to show you some photos from that. The boys, all student athletes, sophomore football players, baked pies for the New Convent Center of Stamford. Great effort, again, organized by Peter Graham, a sophomore this past fall on the Darien High School football team. And some great shots there. Again, we are in between the second and third periods. Darien trails Fairfield Prep 4-1 in high school boys varsity ice hockey. We will be back with third period action here on the DAF Media Network.
Back inside the Wonderland of Ice, a 4-1 lead for the Fairfield Prep Jesuits over the Darien Blue Wave. Pleasure to have you here along with us on DAF Media. Cooper Boardman alongside Bill Kirby. Blue Wave open up this third period on the power play. 34 seconds remaining. It's played into the neutral zone and all the way back down. A no icing call on the power play. An opportunity for the Blue Wave here, trailing by 3 goals, and you figure if they want to get back into this ball game, they have to get things going pretty early on. Liam Roach plays it into the zone. Point shot. Whistled wide of the net. Nearly found pay dirt, but just past Jack McGee and back to the neutral zone. 8 seconds on the power play for the Blue Wave. And Fairfield Prep about to successfully kill it off. Brian Zaffino deep in his defensive zone. First line is on the ice for the Blue Wave. As for the Jesuits, as Skylar Salato plays it in, it ticks off the skate of a Darien player, and it's picked up, and here come the Blue Wave the opposite way. Bennett McDermott up ahead. He falls to the ice and still manages to throw it on net. It's sent to the side by Henry Feifel. And Darien able to pick it back up. Here come the Fairfield Prep Jesuits. Bill in that opening period as this one's sent on net. Feifel gloves it away. And back to the boards. And Bill in that opening period, we saw it largely dominated by Fairfield Prep, and over the first couple of minutes of the second period, largely the same. And then Darien seemed to come alive a little bit, got their best offensive opportunities of the entire evening toward the tail end of that second period. How do you carry that over if you're head coach Mac Button to the third frame?
Again, you're down 3 goals here. This next goal is huge. And just, take it one shift at a time, get that puck deep, try and sustain some pressure, get some quality looks, and kind of sneak back in this game here. So I think you're going to have to outwork your opponent. They need to work hard, keep moving their feet, and again, try and get that next marker.
And here comes Darien offensively. James Gregory brings it into the zone, throws it toward the net. Diving attempt from Bennett McDermott, but he couldn't get there. It's played into the corner and out of the zone. Picked up by Fairfield Prep. Here's Matt Konigan. He turns, sticks it inside off the stick of James Gregory and back into the corner. Banked off the boards, high and then gloved down by Fairfield Prep, and here comes Bennett McDermott. He'll just dig it back in and to the defensive zone so Darien can change. And Fairfield Prep back the opposite way. Matthew Stein giving chase, battling forward along with Mason Whitney. Still a tie-up on the boards. Bill Dixon trying to get his stick in there as well and finally shoveled back out. Dixon runs into Colin Bella. Now the puck comes back toward the front. It's grabbed by Connor Boyle and then back out to the point. Kept in. A shot on net. Whistles wide from Connor Boyle. And Colin Bella able to pick it back up. Try to stick it out. Was Dixon defending on that side. 3 minutes into this third period, a 3-goal Prep lead. Shot on net, knocked away by Feifel. Played off the boards and up and over the high wall.
Nice save by Feifel. That was a good look for Prep. Dug it out of the corner, beat the Darien defender, and found the lone man in the slot who was largely uncovered there. So Coach Bud's going to want the guys to tighten up their in-zone coverage a little bit here.
Offensive zone face-off for Fairfield Prep. Comes off the boards on the wing. but taken away by Matt Dayleader. This one is taken away, and here comes Darien. It's picked up by Carl Noonan. He goes inside, knocked away by McGee. Had to rush the opposite way, put it in from just inside the circle, and couldn't put it home. But the puck stays back in the attacking third for the Blue Wave. Played out and banked into the neutral zone. Shoveled up ahead. Fluttering puck is into the offensive zone for Fairfield Prep, picked up by the Blue Wave. Here's Gregory, whiffs on it at first, has it taken away by Blanquette. He takes it in on net. Feifel knocks it away. A second try, also blocked by Feifel. High and over the net and into the corner.
Two good looks for Prep there on that sequence. Feifel comes up big on both of them.
Goldcastle dances between a couple of defenders and then falls to the ground, and a whistle. We'll see what the call is.
Net came off, so it'll be face-off to the left of Feifel here in the Darien zone.
Ryan Eckert against Bennett McDermott. Puck trickles out toward the point. Ryan down, plays it in. And a loose puck in front of the net is covered up by Feifel. And the clock freezes at 10:52 to play in the third period, a 4-1 lead. And the Fairfield Prep Jesuits. Blue Wave at 0-1, Prep at 1-0. Jesuits playing a lot like the #1 team in the state right now.
Yeah, they look sharp, no question about it. They've been the stronger team, soup to nuts here tonight. A little more experience, a little more depth, a little more, excuse me, a little more size and more speed.
Puck played off the far side.
Usually bigger, faster, stronger wins in the end of the day.
We've also seen the depth of Fairfield Prep. They've been shuttling a few different lines in there over the course of this one. And we'll see how that plays out in this third period as well. Maybe a little bit fresher legs on the Jesuits side. Here comes Eckert. Has it taken away by Johnston. He exits back onto the ice as Hudson Picorni, the junior. Puck is free toward the Darien zone and now played back into the defensive zone for the Blue Wave. Circled back out. The first touch after checking in for Picorni. And turned back into the corner. Pace of play is slowed down a little bit. At the end of that second period, the teams were going back and forth and back and forth. Darien had a rush the beginning portion of this third period, but Prep able to settle it back into their offensive zone. Shot from the point. Off the pads of Picorni. Opportunity for Dumont. He couldn't put it home. And here's Darien the opposite way, leading the way. Here comes Picorni. On the wing. Skates toward the net. Puts it on net. It stopped it off the side of the net, and finally the goal comes off its moorings, a whistle, and that'll be a stoppage in play.
Yeah, that was a nice strong rush by Picorni there, taking it up the right side. Broke to the net, tried to throw it in front. Just attacking a Blue Wave forward, couldn't quite get the handle on it to finish there.
Well, teams will make a couple of changes as well. Picorni, a goal versus Hampden on Saturday. The attacker on the lacrosse team notched 17 goals for the Darien Blue Wave team. He's a guy who was called up from junior varsity last year, scored a goal in his first varsity appearance as well, and nearly had another one here against Fairfield Prep. Prep wins the draw, and here come the Jesuits, sprinting in the offensive zone. Here comes Salado, tries to go toward the post and can't get it in on net. A whistle, and we'll await the penalty call from the referee. No signal just yet. It looks as though it's just the goal once again that came off of the goal line. It's happened a few times here today at the Wonderland of Ice. 9:06 remaining in the third period. The 4-1 lead for Fairfield Prep. Prep program that over its last 6 tournaments, they haven't been ousted from the D1 bracket prior to the state quarterfinal. One of the best teams in Connecticut this season as well. And trying to widen its margin. Shot on net and a score. What a pass and what a finish from behind. Kevin Oracoli made a no-look backhanded pass in front, and it was finished off by Fairfield Prep, Skylar Salado. And Kevin along with Claire Cusio were in the area. And they'll credit the goal to Salado.
Yeah, nice play by Prep there. A little bit of a breakdown in their Darien zone. Center lost his man. He was wide open. Feifel didn't have a chance on that one. Again, we've talked about it a couple times when Prep seems to get the puck deep, start to cycle a little bit along the wall, and get sustained pressure. Darien's lost their composure a few times. Defensive coverage is broken down, and again, that's something that Mac's going to want to work on. If everybody does their job, it's not that difficult. Of course, it's easy up here.
Absolutely. Darien has it in the zone. A fight for it along with Castle and Carr Noonan. The Jesuits come away with it. Fairfield Prep scoring twice in 2 out of the 3 periods on Saturday in their victory over Ridgefield, avenging a loss to Ridgefield. It was a Fairfield Prep team a year ago that went 11-9 in the regular season. They entered the D1 tournament as the 7th seed, defeated SGWL. As here comes Prep. Mancini tried to get a centering feed, was denied by Noonan. And back to the wing, all the way back down. Picked up by Matthew Stein, who circles it back around. And for Prep, they fell to the eventual state champion, the number 2 seed Ridgefield Tigers, 4-3 in the state quarterfinal in overtime. And able to exact their revenge. And Ridgefield also a team to look out for, an FCAC conference that boasts a lot of the best teams in the state. With a whistle and a delayed penalty. An opportunity for the Blue Wave. It'll be Joe Mancini.
I think they're both going to go. Zafino looks like as well, so we'll remain 5-on-5 here.
Joe Mancini and Zafino will both make their way to the penalty boxes.
Check that. That's Darien's man down. Zafino's the only one. I thought the Prep player was going off as well.
Looked as though Mancini was headed for the penalty box and then went over to his bench. So an opportunity for Fairfield Prep. A power play already has been successful. They've scored 1 goal, but a turnover in the offensive zone and sent all the way back down by Hudson Piccone. 7:14 to play, 3rd period, 1:42 in the penalty. An opportunity, Cole Castle brings it in, darts it in front, a shot on net, but Feifel picks it up and stops play with the puck firmly wedged inside of his glove. To continue that point, though, the FCAC boasting 4 teams in the top 10 in the state's preseason poll. Defending state champ Ridgefield, New Canaan, Greenwich, and of course this Darien side. A long way to go for Mac Bud's squad. Shot on net, knocked away by Feifel. Dumont plays it down. Prep patient offensively. Set up top, high slot shot. Gloved away by Feifel. Back into the corner. Martin's able to track it down. And back inside. Sticked away and out of the zone, and Fairfield Prep will have to touch back up. 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining in the penalty kill for Darien. Gassel tried to get inside. As it knocked away, he circles it back down, past the goal line, and back up top, kept in by Carnegie. He fires it, wide left of the net, off the boards, and back behind. Castle from the point. Slap shot, kneed away by Feifel. Back to the circle, centering feed, and Cardigan couldn't get a hang of it. Tracked down, though, by Salado. Skittering puck, played behind the net. Good defensive work from Gregory to impede. And here's Carnegie. Gets it down to Dowd. His shot. Couldn't find the back of the net again, and then sent back out of the zone. Down to 18 seconds to go in the power play for Fairfield Prep. Wholesale changes on either side. Inside comes Bella. Comes toward the post and has it taken away by the freshman Matthew Stein, along with Bennett McDermott. Back behind the net. 2 seconds remaining on the penalty kill, and Darien has successfully killed it off. Great defensive work there from the Blue Wave.
Yeah, it was good kill for the Blue Wave there. Mac will be happy about that. Excuse me.
Another whistle. No signal from either referee just yet.
I think the puck went up into the Darien bench, so should be a whistle, face-off just to the right of the Darien tender here.
No, an offensive zone face-off for Fairfield Prep. It'll be taken by Kevin Oracoli and won by the Jesuits. Sent into the corner. Prep continuing the theme of this game, and it's been the puck largely in their offensive zone. Lots of opportunities, one of the reasons why there's a 5 spot in the home portion of the scoreboard here at the Wonderland of Ice.
Yeah, Prep's been strong. They've looked good. They're moving their feet well, and they've had a number of shifts where they've really had some sustained pressure on the Blue Wave.
Worked in front, taken away by Bennett McDermott. Outlet pass up ahead and sent back down by Will Johnston in the offensive zone for the Blue Wave. McDermott hounding a Fairfield Prep attacker. The Prep able to get it back into the neutral zone and played all the way back down into the offensive zone for the Jesuits. Tracked down by Bronco, the sophomore defenseman. Also a member of the soccer team gets a touch and turned back inside. Banked off the boards and back to the neutral zone. 4:23 remaining, third period, a 4-goal Fairfield Prep lead. You're listening and watching DAF Media. Cooper Boardman, Bill Kirby here with you from the Wonderland of Ice in Bridgeport, Connecticut. CJ Hathaway from the goal line, circles it all the way back around into the corner, looking for a centering feed, plays it to the point. Gregory around a defender, puts it on net. It's stopped wide, bounced off the leg of a Fairfield Prep defender and back to the corner. Stewart up ahead in Fairfield Prep in transition. Here comes Mancini. Back behind the net, looking to feed it in front. He does, but it's knocked away by Hudson Picorni. Got a stick on it and sent it out from the danger zone. McCarthy plays it up ahead and Hathaway on the breakout. 2-on-2 the other way. Shot up ahead and whiffing on it was Hudson Picorni. Had an opportunity maybe, but couldn't get his stick on it. And Prep back the opposite way. Things opening up a little bit once again. Inside comes Mancini. He turns and has it knocked out of the zone. And Prep will hold as Darien changes a couple of players. Played in. Off the leg of Zaffino. Turns. Off the circle. And back into the neutral zone. Clock close to 3 minutes in this third period. Fairfield Prep, barring a miracle, on its way to its second win of the season. And an offsides call on the Jesuits.
Fortunate for Feifel there. That was a 3-on-1 developing. So I'm sure he was happy to see the ref blow the whistle there on the offsides call.
Now a neutral zone face-off. For Darien, it'll be Will Culloden, the senior who notched an assist on versus Hamden on Saturday, to take the draw for Darien. And the Blue Wave do win it. Played into the offensive zone, chipped off the corner boards. Sebastian Zaya chasing after it and played up ahead. Here comes Prep. Bella turns in the corner, being defended by Matthew Stein. Played up ahead, shot a net, and it's covered up by Feifel. With 2:35 remaining in the third period, and that's some players tangled up under right in front of the goal mouth. Colin Bella crashed to the ground. Brian Zaffino as well was in on the action right in front of Feifel. And it looks as though both of them are going to be sent to their respective penalty boxes for offsetting infractions. We talked about it. We saw tempers flare toward the end of that second period after Darien came down and scored, and then there was a bit of a tangle up in the corner. Certainly some tempers flaring, and when you have two top 8 teams in the state, that tends to happen.
Well, there's certainly no love lost here. I mean, again, you've got two of the better teams in the state over the last several years, you know, they don't necessarily like each other, and certainly they both want to come out and win. It's been a hard-fought game. Again, Prep seems to have a little bit more experience, a little more depth. They've had the better of the play tonight, but you know, if you're Coach Bud and his staff, there's certainly some positives they can take out of this as they look to you know, continue to get the kids some experience here in that tough opening part of the schedule here over the next month or so.
Puck is played out of the Darien defensive zone, all the way back down. A chase for it, touched up by Prep with 2:25 remaining in the third period. Clock is frozen at 2:26. No one's realized it just yet. The puck is played into the neutral zone, and now they've got it rolling once again. So we'll play about 45 minutes and 8 seconds between Fairfield Prep and Darien. Buck kept in his zone and worked back down into the corner. For Mac Budd and the Darien Blue Wave, going to fall to 0-2 on the season. Certainly some positives to take away. Robbie Stewart with a goal and plenty of opportunities. What Budd said about his 2017 team, and we'll get a delayed penalty call as Griffin Martens and Skylar Solano got tangled up. We'll wait the call.
Looks like they're both going to go, I think. Another set of coincidental minors for roughing, I would imagine. But no, as we were discussing, certainly, Mac will find some things to work on, and they don't have a couple days here before they turn around and play New Canaan Saturday morning in another hotly contested battle. You talk about two schools that don't really like each other. That'll be spicy.
Absolutely, and Bud said it preseason. He felt this team was talented, and that was something he reiterated pregame prior to this one against Fairfield Prep, but he's taking a little bit more of a wait-and-see attitude. See exactly what he's got. And some of the best players on this team, sophomores and juniors. He's got a freshman playing defensively as well. So certainly there's a lot of growing that needs to be done for this Darien team, but you feel as though come February, March, this is going to be a team to be reckoned with very early on in this 2017-2018 season. Blue Wave trying to get one final push offensively. In front, Gregory puts it on net. Wide of the net. The rebound is put home. Hudson Picorni found it just to the left of the goal mouth and found the back of the net. Picorni with his second goal of this season, and it's 5-2.
Yeah, no, as we were discussing before the Picorni goal there, another small positive to take away. But Mac's team's young, and some of that inexperience will continue to improve here. Mac will coach him up, and you just want to get a little bit better each day. And I think there certainly is room for improvement. But it'll be interesting to see how prep season go. But they certainly look very strong here out of the gate. I think Coach Sather's got a lot to work with, and right now it looks to me like they're number one for a good reason.
Whitney takes it into the corner. 1 minute remaining in this third period. A 5-2 Fairfield Prep lead. Sebastian Zaya the opposite way plays it up ahead to Liam Roach. Both of them getting their first touches of the ball game, but picked up by Brian Dow, the defenseman. He skates it into the attacking zone, into the corner. He's cut off by Bronca and played back down behind. Sharp falls to the ground. Back into the corner. Roach retrieves and plays it to the opposite side for Bronca, the sophomore defenseman. Fires a cross-ice pass that banks off the boards all the way down, and with 28 seconds to go, we'll pause for an icing. Fairfield Prep entered the day at 1-0. They'll improve to 2-0. Darien at 0-1 falls to 0-2, and as you said, that big showdown with the New Canaan Rams coming up, and as the Wave open up FCAC play. 25 seconds remaining in the third period. Off the draw, Prep looking for one final push, played down to the wing. Center to the slot, but Darien picks it back up, chipped up ahead. After it goes Hugh Hearns, the sophomore. 10 seconds remaining, third period. Buck will bounce off the boards in the neutral zone, played up ahead. Knocked toward the near side, Claricuzio all the way back down, and that will do it. Fairfield Prep takes down Darien 5-2. A battle between the number 1 and number 8 teams in the state, and the Jesuits improved to 2-0 in the 2017-2018 season. An outburst in that second period really set the tone for the third, and as a result, the Jesuits are 2-0.
Yeah, no, the difference was the second period. Prep had that 3-goal outburst in probably less than 5 minutes. That really seemed to be the difference. But, again, I think it looks to me as though Prep was a little bigger, a little faster, a little stronger, and certainly the more experienced team out here, and it showed at the end of the day. They're going to be a very solid threat to win another state title, I would say. It's obviously early. Darien team's young. They'll look to bounce back against New Canaan to get in the win column for the first time on Saturday and go into the holiday break on a positive note. But it was a good game. That was fun, Cooper. Thank you.
Absolutely. And if you're back, Bud, just to close with a little bit of parting thoughts, and you take your team into the dressing room, it's a 5-2 loss on the road against the number 1 team in the state. What's the message to your team?
Well, again, he'll point to the positives. Mac, definitely a player's coach. He's not going to harp on the negatives. I think, a couple silly penalties cost him a little bit. They can't afford to be man down against a seasoned, experienced, well-coached team like Prep. So, there's certainly some things to focus on. I thought the goaltending play was excellent. They did a nice job on draws. Need to tighten up the defensive coverage a little bit. There's some little things that, again, they can work on, which I think will make a nice difference going forward. But, overall, well-played game. And, again, hats off to Prep. Excellent effort by them.
Well, that'll do it for us here from the Wonderland of Ice. The Fairfield Prep Jesuits defeat the Darien Blue Wave by a final score of 5-2. Jesuits 2-0, the Wave 0-2. For now, we'll send things back over to Damian Andrew. Damian?
Thank you, Cooper. Great job on the call. Thanks to Bill Kirby. Cooper Boardman, again, Fairfield Prep, the number 1 ranked high school boys hockey team in the state, beats Darien here at the Wonderland of Ice 5-2. The DAF Media Network will be broadcasting the New Canaan-Darien girls hockey game on Saturday, 4 o'clock from the Darien Ice Rink. You heard Cooper and Bill talking about the big rivalry. Our friends over at the HAN Network will be broadcasting the Darien New Canaan boys hockey game at 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, so you might want to tune into that. And again, DAF Media will be broadcasting the Darien New Canaan girls hockey game 4 o'clock Saturday from the Darien Ice Rink. DAF Media on the road again tomorrow night. We are in Greenwich for the girls basketball game between the Greenwich Cardinals and the Darien Blue Wave. 7 o'clock tip-off from Greenwich High School. So again, to wrap things here from the Wonderland of Ice, Fairfield Prep, the number 1 ranked boys hockey team in the state, beats Darien in an early season matchup between perennial powers, 5-2 the final. For Cooper Boardman, Bill Kirby, I am Damian Andrew, and this has been a presentation of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Have a great night, everybody.